Welcome everyone. TheDailyWoo here as the recording of this Sunday, May 22nd, 2022. I am going someplace that I have never been before. When I lived in the greater Los Angeles area, they started building the Academy Museum, which I think has a really long name. Do you know the full name?
I know it's really long. I've just been calling it the Academy Museum.
That's what I call it, but I looked it up and I believe it's the Museum of the Academy Arts and Science.
Motion picture.
Motion pictures.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Just call it the Academy Museum.
Yeah.
It has reopened. You were here 6 or 7 months ago and you said it was amazing.
It's incredible. I'm so excited for you to be here today.
Give me one or two things that you think I might enjoy in there.
Oh my gosh, well, when I first walked in to one of the areas, they had the full Citizen's Cane like set up and everything, so awesome. I immediately thought of you, and just all the costumes, and there's so much. I don't want to spoil it, but there's so much. I'm so excited for you.
But also in this area is the Peterson Auto Museum, which has the Back to the Future A car, the hero car, and La Brea Tar Pits. So we're just gonna wander around. I think 12:30 is the appointment to go in.
Yeah.
It's an allotted time, and it sells out pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's so definitely check in advance.
We have procured a reservation, so we're gonna head in there. We're just gonna kind of wander around this area. This whole area has a lot of museums and stuff, so we're gonna do a couple, at least two.
At least two.
Peterson and the Academy of Arts and Science, motion picture, the Academy Museum.
The Academy Museum.
I'm inviting you to join me and Daphne.
Shall you?
And I really like the architecture of this building, and I'm walking past it because this is a very interesting, almost like a photo op or an illusion of sorts. Goes underneath this big boulder. This rocks. Because, well, it's a rock. I was trying to describe this to you, that there was a floating rock here. So we drove by to go to parking, you're like, where's the floating rock? Because from ground level, it does not look like it's floating.
Yeah, I was thinking of the rocks in Pandora when you said floating rocks. And
okay.
I was like, how did I miss a big floating rock?
I'm not the best at explaining that, but yeah, that's true. This is nothing like Pandora.
But you're not wrong.
Look at this. It's just like teetering on these two little pillars here. Trying to create the, oh, you're holding it up there. Ooh, so strong. Got one finger there. Oh, hold on. One finger there. Okay, move your hand. I'm just going to hold it with my finger.
Wow.
Very strong. Like Popeye had my spinach. It's been a while since I had spinach. I like spinach, but it's been a while. So I cannot. Okay, hold it again. A little higher. A little more. Whew, man, my finger was starting to get cramped up. The rock is like, it's held up by some big, heavy bolts. Right there. You got these bolts on either side that really clamp the rock to make sure it does not fall. Now, California is prone to earthquakes, so this is probably not the best place to stand. During an earthquake, this would not be the best place to be.
No, but at least it couldn't roll down or anything. It just plopped down.
That's true. It's not gonna, yeah, it won't roll up. So it looks like they're building even more stuff. All these construction cranes over here. Probably wondering why all the construction cranes are all around. Very confused on the progress that's happening around here. And a common misconception is, you ever seen The Last Action Hero with Arnold? That's right, Arnie. That movie. Anytime I go to the tar pits, very often it's like, oh, did you know the filming locations from Last Action Hero were at these tar pits? That is not true. They were built elsewhere. They were not filmed in this tar lake. Common misconception. They built some fake tar pits. It's a little warm out here today, but there is a nice little breeze. Not going to be spending a lot of time outdoors. A lot of it's going to be spent indoors. But it's a nice day. They do have a, oh, it's moving. It's moving right there in the tar. Oh, something just bubbled up over there too.
Whoa.
Gurgling up. Okay, this one here that needs some assistance is shifting back and forth. Oh, look at this one here is saying, please help my friend. And then over here, look at all the new items that are being built off in the distance. What is that? Dome? Is it the dome looking thing? Is that the Academy Museum? The one that looks like the big dome?
I think that's the terrace up top we're gonna go to.
That's the terrace. We're gonna go up in there. I'm just now noticing you are dressed in the color scheme of an Oscar.
I did, I came prepared.
I like it. And there are sections of the Berlin Wall right here too. And there's the iconic lamp installation over there that I've seen a lot of people get pictures in front of that. We'll walk over there too. You got the Broad, Peterson, and the Academy Museum. There's a lot of lamps over there. Well, street lamps. Be more technical. Like a few hundred at least. The name of it is Urban Light 2008. 202 restored cast iron street lamps. I was gonna guess like 300. There's 202 of them. Oh, how much trip on that? There's steps there. There is a face, almost looks, I mean, all art is up for interpretation, but it looks like an upside down ice cream cone with a face on this end. It's not more like also like a gnome cap. What would be your interpretation of this artistic piece?
I thought it was a Christmas tree at first.
Okay. The Broad Contemporary Art Museum. See, all art is up for interpretation. And very artistic looking. Across the road, that's a very artistic looking building where they have all the movie and movie cars in there. And because this area is growing by leaps and bounds, you know, for touristy things, they got a new subway station over here. Coming in. The Metro Rail. Also, buses go through here. Okay, here you go. So this is a little cardboard cutout rendition and some of the famous LA spots like Cantor's over here. And then over here is the Dolby, and there's some Oscars, Academy Awards. Of course, the Palladium. It looks as if this place is closed. Johnny's Coffee Shop restaurant is closed over here. Someone has busted in the window. This was used in The Big Lebowski, where John Goodman is sitting inside there. Wow. Yeah. Look at this. Wow, someone busted in the window. This place is closed. Used for filming and stuff. He was in quite a few movies, but Big Lebowski is the one I can, remember it from. Filming location. Johnny's Coffee Shop. And here's the front of the Academy Museum building that we're going to have to go in. And the flag up top has an Oscar on it. Oh, here goes one of the sightseeing hop-on, hop-off buses. Okay, this is the front of the building. Also, facial coverings are required. I didn't bring mine, but they provide them at the door if you don't have one. And in the little deli diner area, got myself a piping hot caffeinated beverage, and they give you a pretty good facial covering, and it's definitely a nicer one. Also, proof of vaccination is required in order to go in, so you have to have that in order to enter in. You are wearing the appropriate color palette. Nice. And it looks like there are multiple, there's 5 floors. There's a tea room on the 5th floor. Can't film on the 4th floor, but the first 3 floors I'm allowed to film and take photos on. Okay, gonna head in here. Stories of Cinema on the 2nd floor. Okay, getting into some movie props. This is Charlize Theron in the movie Monster, where she played Warnos. This is some of the teeth and thing that they use different aging. And this is made by Rick Baker. Here, this King Kong from 1976. Got some life masks here. There's Mel Brooks. There's Clark Gable, Grace Kelly, and there's Emma Stone's outfit from La La Land. That's pretty neat, where she was dancing. And speaking of Big Lebowski, which was filmed part of it right across the street, here's the dude's setup right here. You see right here where he's like inside the grocery store. And Brad Pitt's outfit from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, even there's the champion t-shirt and everything. And there's a close-up of his belt buckle as well. And away we go. And this flower dress is from the movie Midsummer. And this is kind of an underrated one. I liked Us a lot, but this is from Us with the scissors here and all that. Yeah. Really like that movie. And from Gladiator, Russell Crowe right here. Are you not entertained? It's pretty amazing to think that Marlon Brando wore this and Joan Crawford screen used right here. And Humphrey Bogart from The Big Sleep. Yeah, Bogey. Look at that with the hat and everything. These are one of the pairs of ruby slippers that Judy Garland wore in The Wizard of Oz. That is something else. And the Cowardly Lion's mane. Check that out. That's the real one he wore. As well as the witch's hat here. So iconic. And here are Dorothy Gale's outfits. One in black and white and one in color. And it was thought all the Tin Man's costume was lost, but this is the oil can that's left over. And the oil really was chocolate syrup. I never did that. Look at this screen used oil can. And take a look at this, all the munchkins over here, and here's the camera equipment right there with the director and crew on it. But look, here is that piece of camera equipment, the very same one. Yeah, a lot different. You could even see inside, a lot different these days. You could see inside the camera with the reels there and everything. Look at that. Number 15. With the wheels down here, and you have the grips over here pushing all across the back end. This was the first edition of Psycho owned by Alfred Hitchcock, and this was the typewriter used by the screenwriter. And here's some storyboards of the shower scene. And this is the outfit here that Cher wore one year. And the very first one back in 1929 was at the Roosevelt Hotel on Hollywood Boulevard. This Oscar is from Sunset Boulevard, the classic Billy Wilder film. Look at that. This is the sled from Citizen Kane. This is Rosebud. And reading the little placard, there were 3 of this is one of the 3, and the only one that I've ever seen with my own eyes in person. Here's a set of Bruce Lee's nunchucks right here. Editing's a lot easier now. Back then you had to use this as a whole editing table. Inside this room there is a massive Mount Rushmore painting backdrop. Kind of shows the perspective of how they do backdrops and whatnot. Look at that. And there's some photos from North by Northwest, another Hitchcock classic, and storyboards that used Mount Rushmore as well. So I'm wondering, was this from North by Northwest, or is it an interpretation of it? All right, drawing the conclusion that it was used in the film. So this is behind the diner scene here, and then. So that almost looks like the real Mount Rushmore. It's tough to tell. So that just shows the beauty of how all this works. And we got a photo. We are now officially in a Hitchcock film.
Officially.
Up one level to level 3. Take a look above me. It is Bruce the Shark from Jaws, right there. Wow, there is a lot. I'm seeing R2 over there. I'm seeing E.T. This is wild. This is the real E.T. right here. Yeah, this is something else. I am looking deep into the eyes of the one and only the Spielberg's extraterrestrial. And yes, this is the real outfit worn by Kenny Baker as R2. And not to forget about 3PO, human cyborg relations. Not only the scissor hands, but the entire outfit worn by Johnny Depp right here from Edward Scissorhands. Filmed in Loops, Florida. I've been to the neighborhood and all that. And I've been to the house, so that's pretty cool to see this. And a miniature set from Batman Returns, the Tim Burton sequel to the original Batman, Michael Keaton. And from the original, that's right, I'm looking for Sarah Connor. I was told she was here. Can I see her, please? And from the Dark Crystal. That movie kind of freaked me out just a little bit. The Skeksis. Wait a second, is this a Skeksy right over there? They have a Skeksy here. Look at this. They have an actual Skeksy. This is unbelievable. I really like that movie, Jim Henson movie. Not quite the Muppets, a little bit darker version of the Muppets, but it was Henson. And this is Danny DeVito's nose and facial features prop that went over his face in Batman Returns. And to exit out of this room, you actually go through a little tunnel of credit sequences, which is kind of disorienting in a way. So you exit out of here and head out to back to the one level. All right, going up to the next level, and there is Bruce once again. Bruce the Shark in all its glory. Okay, a little more specific. I was incorrect. This was not in the movie. It is a full-scale model cast from the original mold. A little more information here. 25-foot fiberglass model is the 4th and final great white shark cast from the original mold of Jaws. The 3 sharks used during production deteriorated and were destroyed after filming, making this one the only surviving model. Cast for display at Universal Studios Hollywood shortly after the film's release. back in 1990, according to this says, well, the film was released years before, but 1990 is when the cast mold was taken off. So that's about as close as you can get to the original. Got the teeth there, top portion of the mouth, looking into Bruce's eyes. It's a big shark.
It's not every week that you get to see Bruce twice in 2 different forms. We got to see him on VIP, and we get to see him here.
That's true. We saw him pop out of the water at the Universal VIP tour, the backlot tour, and then one that's cast from the original mold. Bruce just keeps looking over here, just staring, Bruce. And the pillars and bridge on the 5th floor of the Academy Museum are named in honor of extraordinary women who achieved significant firsts in history of cinema.
Speak of her.
Yeah, there it is, Barbara Streisand Bridge going across. Oh, it feels good out here.
So weird walking over it because we were watching people.
Wow, you can see the Hollywood sign from here. Way off. This is a great view from up here. Holy cow. And the observatory, downtown Hollywood, all that over there. This is an amazing, this right here is worth the price of admission alone. Look, holy cow. I mean, everything else is incredible, but this view is something. There's that rock we walked under.
Oh,
that's the rock over there, and then over there, the iconic sign up on the side of the hill. Way off in the distance, the Griffith Observatory. Going across. Kind of hazy and smoggy over there, but the wisdom tree on the far end of the peak right in the center of the screen. And then kind of shifting across, looking at the landscape and the Hollywood Hills. Very beautiful. Amazing view from up here. All right, now over to the Peterson Auto Museum. From one museum to another. From the Academy to the Peterson. Now, I have not been in here in years. We have a lot of cars in this museum. Obviously, it's an automotive museum. This is a pretty neat car here. I could picture myself behind the wheel of this. Okay, is this the A car? They used to have the A car here, which was the hero car from Back to the Future. I'm guessing this is it. The door's not open to see the A written on the side, but it might possibly be. This just says 81 DeLorean Time Machine. Driven in Back to the Future 2, and Back to the Future 3. Okay, so it's definitely not the Part 1 A car. Maybe they moved the A car. It's no longer here. Interesting, but this is a Time Machine DeLorean. If it is the A car, they don't have any statement saying that it is. Now, this Gran Torino was used in Starsky and Hutch right here from '76, and the '89 Batmobile Michael Keaton drove. I think there's a few of these. Gotta guess this is screen used. The guy who designed this car was Brooks Stevens. Not only designed this, but also the iconic Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. It would be very difficult for me to squeeze into this one. This is called the Fuji Cabin, and it is tiny. And there are a few different levels to this museum as well. Started on the 3rd floor, now down to the 2nd one. This says gasoline, ? That's so last century. The side of this car says Snorton Nortons. There's a BF Goodrich here. Here's a bug. Looks like it's go take this through the desert. Now this is something I would definitely own this and could drive it around, and you could sleep up there. It's almost better than an RV because it's like smaller.
This is like your new van.
Yeah. If I was ever going to buy another van or RV, I would go with this Land Rover. This is cool. This one has the Michelin Man painted on the front, this little Nissan right here. 1996 Corbin Sparrow. That's tinier than the other one I showed. Electric cars have been around for a while. The 63 Henny Kilowatt had a 25-foot plug-in cable that you could plug into the back of the, or not the back, but on the side of the wall.
Elon Musk is shaking.
Elon Musk may have got his idea from this. This is great also, this VW bus. Every future has its origin. The sign behind it says this is like an extended. It's got the front seat which goes across, but then you've also got the one in the back and the third one. And down to the bottom level where they have a large exhibit of 007 James Bond cars. And up here on the side of the wall is Mr. Connery himself. Yeah. This one was used on Her Majesty's Secret Service from 1967. And this batho sub was used in Diamonds Are Forever. Also in Diamonds Are Forever, this could be seen going down Fremont Street in Las Vegas. This exact vehicle. Okay, now gotta head back from here, the Peterson, back over to the parking lot of the Academy Museum, and gonna grab a bite to eat. Hopefully there's tables available at a place I've wanted to eat at for a very long time. Yeah, I've never eaten here. El Coyote, Mexican restaurant. Of course known, Manson, Sharon Tate. Also was used in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood recently. And they even have a shirt, Once Upon a Time at El Coyote Mexican Food Restaurant. Take a look at that, little ringer style. And look at all the autographed photos of all the different celebrities and stuff that have all eaten here. And there's a pinata. Now my name's not Howard. I feel like if my name was Howard, I probably would get the enchilada named Howard, named after the first, quote, regular customer over 90 years ago. That's tempting, but also the street tacos are tempting too. But I think I'm gonna go with the fajitas. And this is not a regular pizza. It's kind of like nachos, but with beans and ranchera salsa. It's a classic. Go on with some chips and salsa to start off here. I ended up getting a Dr. Pepper to drink. I kind of want, these as a souvenir, I want a couple of napkins. And this is the pizza that they say is kind of like nachos. It kind of looks like nachos, but it also kind of looks like a pizza. I can see where it gets its name. Lots of cheese.
So good.
It does smell really good. And the steam's like going off of the, I'm gonna call it nachos, kind of like nachos. Okay, my chicken and peppers, and then all the stuff over here, the guacamole, the salsa, the little everything for the fajita. What did you get?
Carnitas. This is the most carnitas I think I've ever gotten on a plate before, and I'm so excited.
It's a lot. And heading out, noticing this photo here. But there's an autographed Sharon Tate up top. Oh, and there's Tarantino right up there. All right, my belly's full. Your belly full?
Yeah, I'm so full.
And that's gonna do it for today. A full day of museums and Mexican food. Finally, first time I've ever eaten at El Coyote Mexican food.
Same, and it did not disappoint. I can't wait to come back.
All right, I'll see you in the next video. The vlog
is over.